All righty, so we're just going to start with those lovely shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Inhale as you squeeze those shoulders up. Exhale, bring them back and down. Exaggerate it a little bit by widening your stance and bringing that torso into it. Bend those knees, and you're almost going to turn it into sort of a cat-cow sort of thing. Couple more here. Beautiful. Bring it down. Find that cat-cow. Run through that whole spine. Take your time. Feel free to pause if you get stuck on a sticky spot. And then let's drop that right shoulder in. We're going to cat and cow from here on that little angle. Good. And then we're going to come back the other way, cat and cow. And then back through center. One more cat, one more cow, and then try to bring your torso parallel to the ground, shoulders out of your ears. Lift those arms towards the sky. Flip your weight into your heels and your hips, and then stand up nice and tall. You're going to exhale. You're going to bend those knees. You're going to find that torso flat. Lift those arms. Weight in your heels and hips. Bring it up. Same thing. Keep going. Wide stance. Hinge it. Weight in your tailbone. Inhale, lift it up. So as you do this, you should feel your glutes and your hammies getting some work here. Remember, you want to come up by lifting your chest, and then once you're there, then you straighten out those legs. So keep that going for me. Long flat back when you sit down. Just a couple more here. Good. Last time. Hinge it. Support it. Round in your cat. Inhale in your cow, and then let's bring those hands all the way down. Hands right underneath you. Feet close together. Shift into a high plank position. Bend your elbows backwards. When you need to, put your knees on the ground. Then see if you can lower yourself the rest of the way, using your strength, and then relax. Maybe bend those knees wide. Give it a little windshield wiper. And then we're going to come back up and come on to all fours. We're going to round through that cat and inhale through that cow. So just like we did a moment ago from that cow position, we're going to, actually we didn't do a moment ago, but we're going to go ahead and pull those abs in and pull those ribs in. So you engage that core, but you're not doing it by rounding, right? So we're going to keep that tailbone long. You're going to slide those the left hand forward, come up on your pinkies, tippy toes, tippy fingers. Right foot stretches long, and then point those right toes to lift the leg just a few inches off the ground. You don't want to lift it up here because that causes that arch in your spine. And then option to lift the left arm higher so that you're stretching out. You want to be able to see under your armpit. So trying to get that left arm by your left ear, reach to the right toes, stretch to the left hand, and then bring both those down. Exhale in your cat. Inhale in your cow. And then again, try and pull those abs in, pull those ribs in. Try and do that without tucking that tailbone. Right fingertips go to the front, left toes tuck, press back, and then point those left toes. Lift that right arm up. See how that is. Gently bring it down, round into your cat. And inhale into your cow, and then spin on over. You can go to a seated position. I'm going to go ahead and lie down and just give you a quick reminder. We're going to imagine that what we just did, the floor and the ceiling are the same. So this is what we did. So it basically turns into your single leg stretch. So come on over onto your spine, stack your legs, knees over hips, shins parallel to the ground, back of the neck is long. So let's remember how we stretched that. Actually, we stretched the right leg first, and then the left arm comes by the ear. Keep that left knee in that beautiful tabletop. So knee directly over the hip, shin parallel with the ground. Right arm is reaching past your right hip. Try and have the control to not let that low back come off the ground. Inhale, everything comes to center. Stretch that left leg, reach, take that right arm up over your head, left hand reaches past your hips. Inhale, center, exhale, right leg, left arm. Inhale, center, right arm, left leg. You can keep your head down throughout, or you can float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground if you want. Totally up to you all. Head up or head down. Abs engaged. Good. Relax, hug those knees in. Take a little rock side to side. Alternately pull one knee at a time. And then stack both legs tabletop for double leg stretch. Slow double leg stretch today. So we're going to pivot the knees open. Toes are wide, heels are together. Head, neck, and shoulders float off the ground. We're going to inhale, point the toes as we straighten the legs. Exhale, flex the heels, arms reach up overhead. Then we're going to inhale, we're going to reach. Now you can stay here, you can come a little higher, you can reach for your toes, and come all the way up, teaser type position. Exhale down. Inhale, knees open. Exhale to lift the chest. Inhale, point your toes. Exhale, flex your arms overhead. Inhale, point, lift, reach for those toes. And exhale down. Here we go. Inhale, open. Exhale, lift. Inhale, point and straighten. Exhale, flex and reach. Inhale, point, lift, reach. And exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale to lift. Inhale to point. Exhale, flex and reach. Inhale, point, lift, reach. And exhale down. One more with me. Step one, we inhale, open. Step two, you exhale, lift. 3, you point the toes. 4, you flex the heels, arms reach. 5, you come up. 6, you come down. And now you start over again. You guys have 3 more. It's 6 steps each. Start with that inhale as the knees pivot open. Just alternating your breath will help keep you on track. If you get off track and you don't know what comes next, don't worry about it because something will come next, right? So 18 moves it turns out to be. And then when you're finished, you're going to hug those knees in and take a quick little break. And then we'll go ahead and set those feet on the ground for a little bridge variation here. Deep breath in. We're going to exhale, lift those hips up. And then we're going to bring that right knee in, extend it up in the air. We're going to bring the right hand down and the left hand up in the air. I want you to open the right leg to the right a couple inches and the left arm to the left, and then come back to center. Then come down about 2 inches with your right leg. Open and close. Make sure that left hip is staying where it is. Lower that left leg another couple of inches. Open, close. Left leg down a few more inches. It should be getting close to that right knee. Open, close. One more move down. Open, close. And then knees should be together by this time. Open, close. 4, 3. Left arm to the left, right arm to the right, or right leg to the right. 2. And 1, knee bends, hips come down. Left glute should have felt that, and left handies. Deep breath in. Exhale to lift. Left knee comes in. We're going to extend it up. Right arm straight up in the air. And then we're going to open them in opposite directions and come back to center, but we're going to keep that right hip where it is. Lower that left leg a little bit. Open, close. Left leg goes down a little more. Open, close, a little more. Open, close, a little more. Open, close. And then finally, knees are together. Open, close, open, close. 2 more. Open, close, knee bends. Come down. Let's cross that left leg over the right for just a second. Press it away and then pull it across to the right shoulder for a nice hip stretch. And then bring that back down. Right leg crosses left, press it open. And then bring it across for that nice stretch. And bring that down. Let's hug those knees in, get that low back close to the ground, and then find tabletop. Option to keep that low back on the ground as we do toe touches. Arms out, palms reach the sky, so you get a nice opening across your chest. Left leg is going to move away from your body, thigh moves, and then exhale, come back up again. Or inhale as the leg moves away. Exhale to come up. You can make it a heel flex. You're taking a couple counts to go away and a few counts to come back up. You can move both legs at the same time, keeping those ribs flat. You could flex through the heels instead of pointing the toes. And of course, you could go into that froggy position, toes apart, knees apart, heels together. Then option to extend your legs straight. That's a longer lever. It's going to pull more on your low back, so don't do it if it doesn't feel right. And you might start with that single leg, lift and lower. I like to point on the way down and flex on the way up, but you're still being conscientious about that low back staying close to the ground. You could do both legs at the same time. And take a quick break. We're going to go back to those straight legs in just a second. But for now, relax and then send them straight back up again. Option to have the bend in your knees. We're going to do a tick-tock motion here, right? Legs side to side. And then we're going to put those two things together. So legs go away from you, lowering, over to the left, back up through center, over to the right, and down. Then over to the right, back up through center, down and around to the left. So we just turn this into basically corkscrew or leg circles. Again, if you need to, this whole thing could be done in tabletop, right? Like a toe touch, left, center, right, toe touch, right, center, left. And then just keep it going. Don't forget, you're alternating the direction of the circle every time. And then come on back through center. Let's put those feet on the ground for a moment. Stretch those legs long. Arms reach up overhead. Let that low back lift up as you point your toes. And then flex through your heels and tuck the low back down to the ground. So a really strong pelvic tilt. And then inhale, toes reach. Your arms can reach or not. Exhale, flex and pull that low back in. One more time, we're going to point those toes. And they're going to flex through the heels and try and flatten that low back to the ground because we're headed into our neck pull. So we'll start with just our fingertips at our temples or a little bit behind for a wee bit of support for the back. Make sure your tailbone is tucked under, your low back is firmly on the ground. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, snap the belly button in. And inhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Exhale, you're going to extend those arms. Inhale, come back to here. Exhale, extend the arms. Inhale here, exhale down. Here we go again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, tap. Exhale, reach. Inhale, tap. Exhale, down. Last one like that. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbows wide. Inhale, reach. Exhale, and down. So you can stay with that version that's gentler on the spine, or you can do full neck pull. So we inhale up. This is where you exhale, reach. But if you're doing the full neck pull, you're going to come all the way up. You're going to inhale tall. You're going to exhale hinge. You could do a little slumpy round, but I prefer you reach. Inhale tall. Exhale down. Try and keep your heels on the ground. Your elbows wide. Roll down. Inhale, right back up again. Exhale. Do what you need to do without kicking your legs to lift yourself up. Inhale tall. Exhale hinge. You can reach or not. Inhale tall, exhale down. If you're sticking with the first version, you inhale up, you exhale reach, you inhale tap, you exhale reach, you inhale tap, you exhale down. Together, inhale up, whichever version you're doing. You exhale through the next step. You inhale, you exhale, you inhale, you exhale. We're going to do two more of whichever version you're doing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Oops, I said two more, sorry. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one, exhale down, bend those knees, hug them in, take a little rock. And while they're there, let's pull those toes back. You can bring your arms on the inside of your feet or the outside, whichever feels more comfortable for you. And you just take a moment to play with those feet. All right, a little challenge here. We're going to bring the heels together. You're going to bring your forehead up. You're going to try and keep your fingers on your toes for now, right? If you need to move them to the sides of the feet, that's no big deal. We're going to exhale, rolling in, inhaling, pausing at the top. So we made it a kind of combination between the seal and rolling like a ball and an open leg rocker, because we got a lot going on here. A couple more. And then the next time you come up, you're going to pause here. You're going to keep your left knee bent and see if you can straighten your right leg. If you need to move your hand, you can move your hand. Otherwise, keep it there, get a beautiful stretch. If your shoulder is rounded, try and lift taller. Bring the right knee in, extend that left leg up. And then, of course, your challenge is, can you get both legs up? If you need to, move your hands down to your ankles or your shins or whatever, that's absolutely fine. Before we do open leg rocker, I do suggest you move your hands. Remember, you want to do this with control by pulling the belly button in. You don't want to roll onto your head. You want to roll down to your shoulder blades. Inhale, come up, stick your balance. Exhale to roll. Inhale, stick the balance, and continue. Next time you come up, we're going to hold that balance. If you want to see if you can slide your hands back up, feel free. Keep your hands wherever they are, bend the knees, and then hands by your side. Lift your hips, scoot your hips back. Let's pull those glutes out from under us. We're going to hinge forward, always try not to slump. And then once you're there, then you can start to play with straightening those legs out so long as that torso stays tall. Then you can play with how far you can or can't go. Again, making sure that that tailbone stays long and lengthened. While we're here, slide your hands back a little bit, tuck your hip under, and send it out again. Tuck it under and send it out. A couple more, tuck it under, send it out. One more time, tuck it under, send it out. And then really think about pushing that hip back, right? So really extending through that tall spine. And then come on back. We're going to sit up, bent knee position. Feet, toes, ankles, knees can be touching if you like, or they can be hip distance apart, totally up to you. Shoulders back and down, arms out front. Simple roll down. So we're going to exhale back by pulling the abs and the ribs in. We're going to inhale right back up again. So just a little move, exhaling and inhaling. Exhaling and inhaling, just a 2 count. Exhale back, inhale up, keep it going, exhale back, inhale up. Last few. Last one, sit up nice and tall, go to a slightly wider stance. Again, sit up on those sit bones, make sure you're nice and tall, bending your knees is fine. Otherwise, arms out in a T, you're going to rotate toward me or whichever side. Take the back arm, twist it around, take the back hip, and make sure, boom, you sit on it. As you rotate, bring the front arm down, and then slide forward. Try not to slump through that upper body. Reach with that back arm, twist with that front arm, inhale back to center. You're rotating the other way, back arm, front arm, bring it down. Use your leg to help you rotate deeper into it. Make sure that back hip didn't come up. Inhale, center, so soft. Exhale to twist and reach in one motion. And inhale, tall. Exhale, twist and reach. And inhale, tall. And just keep that going for me, please. And back to center. All right, let's go ahead and go into the seated twist from there. So feet are V together, and that's our checkpoint, right? When my big toes touch and stay together, then I know any movement I'm doing with my upper body is contained there. If my feet start moving, then that means my hips are moving. So we want to keep that square. Arms out to the side. Let's go to, you can go to wherever, to the front. I'm going to go to the left to start with. So my left arm is going to rotate open. I'm going to go a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper. I'm going to inhale center. I'm going to check that those big toes are still touching and flex back towards me. To the right, 3, 2, 1. Inhale center. To the left. Inhale center. To the right. And center. And center. 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 Again. This time, you're going to bend that back elbow, press, press, press. Last time. Very nice. Let's roll over onto one side. You're going to come all the way down, both knees bent for our clam. We're going to do a little series here. So we're going to lift that waistline up off the ground. Knees are stacked, hips are stacked. Let's just do that top leg up. Knee and heel coming up at the same time. And then heels together, pivot open. Good, and then knees down, heels up, and we pivot. And relax. All right, come up on your elbow, take the bottom knee, press it back. So it's not in front, but pressed back. Roll the shoulder up, back, and down. I skipped one thing on that side, sorry. It's okay, we won't do it on the other side either. Push the shoulder back, lift up out of it, and come up with that bottom knee on the ground, or bottom thigh on the ground. Then that top leg comes up, and we're gonna do little teeny circles to the front, and little teeny circles to the back. And then bigger circles to the front. Keep going, and little teeny circles to the back. And then we're gonna make big old circles to the front. Good, keep going. I don't think I should do this on that side. And to the back. And then we get to come over to the other side. So we're gonna stack up, tabletop knees, everything stacked, waistline off the ground, top leg lifts. Then heels together, pivot open. And then knees down, heels up, and pivot open. Beautiful. Then we're going to come up. If you want a little extra support, hold that mat for your elbow. Bottom leg is down and that knee is tucked, right? So it's not bent forward, but tucked under you. Then we come up, protect that shoulder, lift up out of it, top leg up, and we circle. Keep going. And then the other way, if you didn't, sorry, bigger circles. And the other way. And even bigger circles, keep going. And come down. We didn't do side planks on the other side. Sorry about that. We are doing it on this side. Then we'll go back to the other side. So your favorite version of side plank, please lift it up. And then once you're there, give me a little extra arch to center, arch and center. 2 more, arch, center, arch, center. Then you're gonna dip the hip, lift the hip, dip it, lift, dip, lift. 1 more, dip, lift, arch for 2, dip for 2, arch for 1, dip for 1, and gently come down. And now we'll do that other side plank. Sorry about that. Your favorite version of side plank after you've protected that shoulder. Once you're there, give it an arch and center. Arch, center, arch. 1 more, arch, center, hip down, up. 1 more, and then arch for 2, and dip for 2. Arch 1, dip 1, and down. We're going all the way over onto our abs, please. Forehead rests on your hands. Relax for a minute. Let's widen those knees and do that windshield wiper again, please. And then extend the legs long. Lift that left leg off, try and get the thigh off the ground, and then toes come down. Right leg lifts, and then toes down. Deep breath in, relax into that, and then hands underneath you, lift your belly button. Press that torso up, hover those hands, give me an inhale, exhale, arms dive, inhale, stretch back. Think about lifting those kneecaps so those thighs are involved. All 10 toenails stay on the ground, breaststroke. Last one, reach. See if you can stretch a little more, stretch and reach, and relax. This time we'll press all the way back in that resting position. Hips sit back on your heels. Arms by your side if that's okay with you. And then as you come forward, we'll do a little quick staggered cat-cow. So left hand forward, undulate forward and back. And then hands together, right hand forward. Beautiful. Slide down onto your forearms. Sort of a sphinx pose here, but then shoulders come back, forehead, or excuse me, chin nods, chest lifts, lift, so you're on your knees, your toes, and your forearms, pre-plank. Not booty up, not saggy back. Option to roll onto the tops of your thighs, or option to tuck your toes and come into your regular forearm plank. And relax. And then you choose windshield wiper or press back, resting position. Take a moment, loosen up that low back. And then when you're ready, roll on over onto your spine. Hug those knees in. Again, maybe alternate one knee coming in at a time. Then we're going to extend both legs straight up in the air, point those toes. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Let's reach for that right leg. Bring it towards you, but also lift yourself toward it. Give that right leg a little pulse as you exhale twice. Left leg is not going to go down here in an L shape, right? Remember, it's a pair of scissors. Left leg comes in, so we pulse, pulse. Inhale, switch. and switch. Couple more. And relax, bend those knees. Take a little break. All right, we're gonna extend those legs back up. We haven't done hip lifts for a while, so hands down by your sides. Your feet are gonna come a little forward, but remember, it's not a foot overhead kind of an exercise. You're actually trying to poke a hole in the ceiling with the toes. Lift them up, pause for a second, come down. Lift up, pause for a second, come down. Hip lifts, inhale up, pause, exhale down. Inhale up, pause, exhale down. You can use fingertips to the sky. You'll end up using your arms the same amount, probably or more. You could really challenge yourself by doing no hands, which means you have to really use those abs. So we're going to do 10 hip lifts right here, whichever version you want to do. Good. 8 more. 6 more. 4. Last 2. And when you've done that last one, go ahead, come down. You're going to go a wide stance with your legs. We're going to get that passive hip flexor stretch. So left leg drops in, right leg drops open. And then switch it up. Right leg comes in, left leg drops open. And then nice and easy back through center. Walk your feet in, tuck and tip those hips a couple times. And we're going to do honest to goodness crisscross, no variations, just, the good stuff. But you have to promise to do them right. Legs in tabletop, fingertips to the edges of your skull. Exhale, try and float both shoulders off the ground. Rotate to your right, but try not to roll, right? So you're not rolling onto that shoulder. Left leg is going to extend and reach. So I'm rotating my right elbow and my left toes far away from each other. Inhale, center. Exhale, other direction, right leg, left elbow stretch away from each other. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. And again. Good. You have 4 more, so that's 8 moves. When you finish that last one, put that left foot on the ground, hug that right knee in, really wrap your arm around behind it. Give it a good tug so you get a nice stretch on that hamstring. Maybe rotate through that right ankle a couple times. Point and flex. And then use your right hand to pull those right toes back. And again, maybe you get some mobility through that foot. You can point and flex. And then left leg is still off to the left, right leg, press it up, point and flex if you can. You can move your hand. And then bring it to center, straighten out your left leg, flex through that left leg, grab your right ankle, walk yourself up, and try and get your nose and your knee closer together. While you're there, flex your heel, deepen that stretch. Then lie down, try and bring that leg with you, and then point that toe, lower that leg, and just take a moment to compare. Typically, it seems like the right hip is more open in front, the right lower back might be closer to the ground. You may feel like you need to check and see if that right leg is a couple inches longer. Not quite done with that right leg, so bring it in, give it a hug towards your left shoulder, and then put it on the ground outside of that left leg. Let it flop open. And then slide the left heel in, extend that left leg up, flex and point and circle. Bend both knees, crisscross applesauce, arms open, knees drop left. Elbow presses you up, back, through center, uncross. Take a moment, and then left knee comes in. And again, we're gonna wrap it nice and tight. Maybe get some circles through that left ankle. And then reach down, pull those left toes back. Flex through that heel, movement through that ankle again. Eventually straightening that leg. Then slide your right leg down, flex through that right heel, walk yourself up that left side, bring yourself up, nose and knee get close together, then flex through the heel, deepen that stretch, come down with it, and then lay that left leg down, and hopefully it feels that same openness through the hips, low back, etc. Bring that left knee towards your right shoulder, please. Outer hip stretch. And then outside of that right leg, pivot open. Drag that right heel in and up, figure 4, thread your needle, movement through that right ankle if that would feel good. And then again, we crisscross, arms into a T, and we're going to drop the knees to the right, please. However you want to get there, you're going to meet me on your hands and knees. And we'll do that big undulating cow pat. So hands out front, cow forward, and cat back. And then hands right underneath you, shoulders out of your ears. We're going to tuck those toes and press the hips up. Walk those heels out if that would feel good. Wide stance. Nod yes and shake no. Bend your knees. Give me a cat. And a cow. Happy Labor Day weekend.